Hi and welcome back to the channel. This is just a quick update to keep you guys up to date on what's going on in the shed. So as you can see, the bridge is now completely clad and painted, and the hole, as it's known, has now got his walling in place. I did that with Metcalf Engineering bricks card because of the difficulty of getting to it. I thought mucking about with plastic card would be too much of a chore, so I did it out of Metcalf sheets. A few other bits and pieces have been added. I've added some old Android devices that were no longer needed in the house, so my old Land Rover phone and my wife's old Samsung phone and my wife's old Pixel 7 Pro that she dropped and smashed the screen on, but it's works fine for the Z21 app, so I'm using it. So there we go. We got can actually control up to 13 trains at once on all different controlling systems. Not that I can run 12 at once because I don't have the I've only got 4 main lines, and I could probably run 2 in the shed. In the yard at times. That's 6. And what else has happened? Oh yeah, I've looking through my box of bits, I found a couple of Akira scaled Rory buffers, so I've added those to the layout, and I've also found a couple of those Gauge Master Train Tech buffer stop lights. So I've added one there on that line, and I've added another couple over the back there. It's not prototypical, but so what? It's a what might have been layout. What else have I done? Oh yeah, we've now got a guy pressure washing one of the Land Rovers, and there's someone's dumped an old bedstead, if you can see that, on the rails. So this week has mostly been about doing the shed and the incline, and I've started on making the railings to protect the ground staff from falling to their deaths into the hole. I was going to do a little jokey Doctor Who film scene because I'm a Doctor Who fan, and I thought I got the Daleks, and I've got someone that looks like Lethbridge Stewart, and I've got a guy who has fallen over, looks a bit like the Doctor running. That would be the Tom Baker version, and I've not blue tacked him in place yet, so that's why they keep falling over, because I keep taking the bridge in and out to do things. So that's that. What else have I done? Oh, I've updated my stock boxes. Tesco's had a load of those plastic boxes going cheap on the old loyalty card thing. What do they call it? The Tesco... I can't remember what they call it now. It's gone. So I bought a load of plastic see-through boxes to replace all the cardboard boxes my stock was stored in. Now I can see what's in them. Well, to a certain extent anyway. So it's a little bit more organised. And that's about it really. That's all that's happened in the shed. Nothing major. So to cut those upright stanchions, which look like they're made from I-beam from the picture, I've got this Markets Chop It board, which I bought a couple of years ago. Came all the way from Australia. And I've set up my Dremel and a stop so I can put into production those safety barriers, because I've got to go both sides of the hole. As you can see how far they've got to go. I reckon there's about 14 feet of barriers to make just this side of the bridge, not counting the other incline where that little bridge goes across. Another couple of things I've done. Got a scrap car hidden in the bushes that the twackers of Milton Keynes have stolen at some point and set fire to up in the woods above the railway. And further up here at the Stacey Bushes end, or the Blue Bridge end. So the housing estate called Stacey Bushes would be about here. I mean, in real life the track is straight, but so I've another Ford Cortina that's been dumped by the twackers of Milton Keynes. Well, there we go. Like I say, not much else. Been sorting out all my plastic, all my styrene stuff. I bought a load of styrene stuff from the club, from a collection that they were disposing of, and that's been doing me proud. I didn't have enough of the half round, so I ordered these on eBay, not realising they were coming all the way from bloody China, and they took weeks to get here. So I mean, they were going to be the capping stones on the bridge, but I got fed up with waiting, and so I did the capping stones on the bridge out of square. And you might think that wall is a bit low, but in real life it was low. I can remember riding across it as a kid on my bike and being very worried that if I crashed into the wall I'd go over the top onto the railway. You know, the things you worry about when you're a kid. So there we go. Had a bit of a sort out, bit of a tidy up. Using the Z21 app, I have now slaved those two Class 20s together, and that Class 166 Turbo Star, which I'll reach across. And I've modified it to take a KD coupling on the end. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. So basically what I did at first, because the outer ends of these trains don't have couplings, they have plastic mouldings. I modified the plastic moulding to take a KD, but it was a bit Heath Robinson and didn't really work that well. So I came up with a cunning plan of finding some spare bogies, which I've got on order. So that's the original outer end bogie. As you can see, it's got no facility for a... Come on, focus. It's got no facility for a coupling. So I basically, just as a trial, I swapped the couplings over from each end, and I now have fitted a KD coupling onto that. And when me new couplings come from Bachmann, I'll replace those, those ones with the proper inner one, so I can put the 3-car set back together. And I'll have a KD coupling on each end, which means I can recreate stock being delivered to the centre sidings. Oh, something else I've done as well is I've added some uncoupling magnets to the track over there. They're code 83 magnets, but I had to cut the sleepers out and then pack it up with card to get it to the right height. I don't know what's going on there. Funnily enough, they fit perfectly in the concrete track, which has got a bit of a dip in it. But on the wooden track, it won't fit, so I had to cut the sleepers out. Note to self and to anybody who's beginning a build of the railway: put your uncoupling magnets in before you ballast. I managed to get it. I mean, that one was originally set in there, and it was set in there before I fitted this level crossing, so I pulled it out. And the trick with those is they come in packs of 2, and if you score them quite heavily with a scriber in the middle and you snap them, they snap quite straight, so you actually get 2 uncoupling magnets out of 1. You have to be a little bit more precise with your driving, but I think that's a good way of saving money. So rather than just having 2 uncoupling magnets, I can have 4. So the plan is to have uncoupling magnets at the entrance to each of the sidings as well, so that stock can be dragged in with whatever locomotive it is, or dragged in onto either line. It can be uncoupled. Then the Class 8 can come along, couple up on the other end, and drag it up down in the hole under the underpass and back up, and then it would go under the bridge into the Wolverton works, which is off scene. And then obviously when stock comes back, it would go back the other way, reverse of what it did, and the locos would be waiting for it. So I thought, if I've got my Class 8 coupled to it, I'm going to need a magnet at this end as well. So I'm going to put magnets at each end of the sidings, and I'm going to do the same down here. Only these ones probably only need to have uncoupling magnets at the entrance, because the idea is the stock gets propelled in by the Class 8 and then uncoupled, and then the Class 8 comes and collects it when it's due to go into the works. And there's a one on what I call the reception sidings. I don't know what that one was called in real life. I know these ones over here were called the gravel sidings, and they got lifted probably back in the 1990s. That one is still in situ, and I don't know what that one's called. Those are the plans. I'm waiting for the magnets to come. I ordered them on Amazon because, well, I say I ordered them through Amazon, but they're actually coming from a model shop that sells on Amazon, so I am supporting local model shops in a way. Thing with KD couplings is they're quite expensive. I mean, they're 12 quid for 2 pairs, depending on the length. Actually, the longer ones that I like to use, I think, are 14 quid for 2 pairs, so 4 couplings. But the idea is that I'll only fit the KDs to the outer ends of one end of the locos, and obviously if it's a multiple unit, it'll go on both ends. And I don't tend to use them on coaching stock unless it's coaching stock that I want to deliver to the yard. I think I did have KD oh yeah, it's on my barrier vehicle, that's got a KD coupling both ends as well. So there we go. I did the same thing with this 466. I basically bodged it on the end because there's no facility for a coupling on the outer ends of these things, so I bodged one on. Some plastic card packing, and then a coupling pocket with the little tail cut off and then glued to that, to the plastic card, and then mucked about with it till I got it to about the right height, and then went, yep, done. Got to do the other end of this one yet. I've only done one end of this one. I've got to do the same thing the other end. Yeah, Bachmann, if you're listening, put couplings on the outer ends of your bloody multiple units. Makes life easier for us people. Oh, and whilst you're there, start working to the NEM standards and not put them at whatever height you feel fit. There, that's my little rant. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me. And I'll do another video shortly, and it'll probably be a how-to video. And there we go. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, all that jazz. Catch you later. Bye.